Now, I get asked this question quite a lot. Should I do a cybersecurity degree? And the answer is it really just depends on who you are. I get asked this from students who are looking to do a degree, go to university, but they're unsure of whether a cyber degree is for them and whether it will help them land their first job. Or people that are looking to pivot into cybersecurity. They're already working and they want to move into the cybersecurity field. And they're asking me whether a cybersecurity degree will benefit them. In this video, I'll be talking about whether it's worth it or not based on my experience. Welcome to Cyber with Rajan. I'm Rajan, and this is a channel based on technology, cybersecurity, and personal development. I've got over 10 years experience, and if you want to join me on this journey, then hit that subscribe button. When I look back over my career, having been in the field now for 10 years plus and working in different cybersecurity jobs, so I don't hold a cybersecurity degree, and I am of the opinion that you don't need a cybersecurity degree in order to land your first job or to pivot into the cybersecurity field itself. Having said that, it just depends on who you are, what stage of life you're at, what experiences you currently have, what your current skill set is. All of these will come into account when you're making a decision as to whether to do a cybersecurity degree. If you're looking to pivot into cybersecurity, then obviously you have to consider the financial cost of going to university, the time it's going to take to obtain this degree, and then the probability of you landing a job afterwards from having that degree. What is the value proposition of you getting a cyber degree? And to be honest, if you're already working, you've got commitments and responsibilities and maybe don't have the time, it's probably not worth you doing the degree. You can definitely spend some time after work in your own free time studying for exams like the Security Plus exam or Google's cybersecurity certification, which is completely free, or IC squared cybersecurity certification. So there are many certifications that will probably give you the knowledge in a much shorter time frame. Now, from working in security operations myself and security engineering, I've hired security engineers or security analysts based on their not experience but their skill set, their determination to work in cybersecurity. So I've hired a store manager at a coffee store that decided to pivot into cybersecurity based on his actual motivation to work in the field, and he decided to pivot, getting certifications or studying outside of his work time and working on labs, building his cybersecurity skills. To me, that person is more employable than someone that's just decided to take up a cybersecurity degree randomly, and not randomly, but just decided to invest so much time and money into a degree that will not really give you any guarantees of a job. So I am a senior cybersecurity consultant, and my job doesn't technically require me to have a cybersecurity degree or a master's degree. Now, a lot of jobs require maybe a degree in like a 2-1 or a first in any sort of technical subject. But organizations are moving away from that, and apprenticeship schemes are becoming a lot more popular. Even if you look at the really big companies, the FANG companies or the FTSE 100 companies, most of them don't have a requirement for you to have a degree. They want you to obviously be motivated and smart and have certain skill sets and experiences, but the degree side of it isn't necessarily a requirement. If I was to go back, I probably would not do a cyber degree, even though they are quite popular now and maybe there's a bit more of a structured program, and for some people that is what they need at that time in their life. But for me personally, I know based on my experience that you can definitely land a job without it. The boot camps, the self-study courses that are out now, the online era, the internet era, it gives you a chance to save money and to not go down the degree route. However, this is so dependent on you. If you are someone that's young, that wants to go to university, that wants to experience and learn different things at university, socially, networking with people, have a bit more of a structured program around what you're learning, then maybe doing a cyber degree is for you. I know people that are really successful that have gone down the cyber degree route, starting off their career. But when I speak to these people, they don't say that the degree is what got them the job. Maybe it gave them a level of knowledge, but they all say the same thing, that the information that they learned on their course is something that they could have learned themselves online. Especially when you think about the practical skills, the online labs now, Hack the Box. There's so many different materials out there, resources that you can use. in order to level up and be in a position where you're ready to apply for a cybersecurity job. And I don't want to just have my answer the flat out no and just disregard degrees, because everyone is different and some people's learning style requires them, or a degree will appeal to them because they work in a certain way that where they need to be spoken to or spoon-fed information, well, not even spoon-fed, but maybe just have a bit more of a structured outlook on their learning plan. If you look at the job market right now, a lot of people will say that cybersecurity isn't an entry-level job or field. It isn't for juniors, it isn't for people that haven't got experience. And I mean, technically, they are right. Even though there are entry-level jobs out there, it can be extremely difficult to land those jobs as you need experience in the field. So I wouldn't get disheartened if you haven't been able to land a job outside of university, or if you've got your cybersecurity certifications. Sometimes it's worth starting a job, for example, working in the help desk or working as a network engineer before you get into cybersecurity, because those roles will help you build up your knowledge and experience. And I find it's a lot more easier to pivot into cybersecurity, within an organization, rather than sort of applying outright. In my circumstance, I did do a computing degree, and I would probably just do an apprenticeship now if I had an opportunity to go back in time and start over. And not probably the degree apprenticeships, just ones that allow me to get hands-on experience. Back when I did do a degree, the mindset and the thinking from my parents and from people within that space or that era was that you need a degree. And to be honest, you kind of did need a degree to get a job back then, but life is so much different now, and there's so many more avenues and ways for you to get your foot in the door. I would say getting your first cybersecurity job will set you up for life in the field, because once you get your foot in the door and you get that first role, it's very easy to start earning good money, very easy to start then moving around within cybersecurity. Now, I did a graduate program back in the day in a energy company. It was an IT graduate program, and I started off as a developer working in SAP, working in the back end, and to be honest, I found it so boring and it wasn't for me. And then I started looking at areas that were the most sort of interesting and exciting in IT, and cybersecurity was a really small module in my computing degree. From that module, I got an insight into cybersecurity and it piqued my interest. And you could say doing that computing degree was maybe one of the reasons why I started looking at cybersecurity, but because there's a lot more focus on it now on the internet, it's spoken about so much more back then when I did it, that you don't need to go to a degree to find that out for yourself now. Like I said, I got bored, I found cybersecurity super interesting, and I managed to do a rotation on my graduate program in a insider threat role. So I was working alongside the security operations team to help build a tool that would help provide context around insider threats. So when the SOC were dealing with incidents, they could have a picture, a risk score on employees to see, the likelihood of them doing something bad, like exfiltrating data from the internal network, for example. So that was my first role, an insider threat. And then I realized actually I need to get a lot more technical. I need to understand cybersecurity, in a more hands-on role. So that's when I decided to move into the Security Operations Center. And that's where it really started for me and where I learned everything from the ground up. I would recommend, if you are looking to land your first job in cyber and you're thinking, do I need a degree? Start applying for entry-level security analyst roles, or even network security analyst roles, or just network engineer roles, help desk roles, giving you an opportunity to move and pivot into the field. I would say don't give up. Cybersecurity is hard. It is a difficult field to get into, but once you get there, things become a lot easier. I don't want to discourage anyone from going to university if that's right for you. I went to uni myself, but looking back in hindsight, it's a beautiful thing. I probably wouldn't have gone. Yes, I did learn things from university in different areas. That's why I say, if you're at a point in your life where you need to experience something, you need to become independent and you have no idea what the hell IT is about, maybe even do a computer science degree, or maybe don't and just learn it online. But you know what I'm trying to say. It's a way for you to get out of your comfort zone. It's a way for you to adapt to a new environment, and that might be for you. That might be right for you right now. And when I think back to my hiring days, when I was hiring people into teams, when I was interviewing candidates for entry-level positions or mid-level positions, we never really asked them, do you have a cybersecurity degree? Or, what did you study in cybersecurity? It's more about, okay, certifications are important and they play a role in that. but it's more about your experience and your skills and your ability to demonstrate what you can do and what you can offer in cybersecurity, as opposed to just a piece of paper. Also, if you think about it, universities, they don't tend to update their curriculum that often, and cybersecurity is such a fast-paced environment. Things are changing all the time. Threat actors are coming up with new ways to evade security controls all of the time, and security professionals are coming up with new ways to protect organizations from compromise. I don't personally think universities can keep up with that pace, although obviously the foundations don't change a lot. But because there are so many spinning plates and it's such a fast, rapid environment, you're probably better off doing a certification and self-paced study than waiting for a university degree to update. If you are interested in learning about cybersecurity, in the different perspectives, the experiences that I've had, and how to get into the field or what certifications you should do, subscribe to my channel and follow me on the journey.